0, and you can see my mirror line is right there. I can change the color of that mirror line by just going to Object Properties, so right clicking on the mirror line, and I can change the color, and I'll change it to a bright purple so you can see my mirror line there. Then I'm going to create the shape that they have by using dots. So I'm going to the point icon, and I'm going to click on point, and I'm going to make this little trapezium type object. Now I'm going to connect those points by using a line segment. So I'm going to the line tool, and I'm actually going to use the segment to connect A to B, B to C, C to D, and actually I'll connect D to A as well. Now that I've got those points, I can actually just right click on each of these labels here, because I really don't want them showing up. I don't want that happening, so I'm going to go here, which is what I should have done first of all. So before you click on these, right click on these, you've got to go to your arrow tool, and now you can see when I right click on it, I don't want the labels showing, so I can just undo that. I could color that in if I wanted to. I could get rid of the grid if I wanted to. In fact, let's get rid of the grid by going to Graphics. And I can get rid of that. Now I want to reflect this shape through this mirror line that I've created. So what I have to do here is now right click and highlight this whole object here, and then I have to go to the reflect through a line, and I'm going to reflect it through my mirror line, and you can see now I've got it reflected, and you can note that B has gone to B1, C has gone to C1, and these 2 points that were on the mirror line have stayed on the mirror line. We call those invariant points. I can now do a screenshot of this to paste in. In Mac, as I'm using a Mac at the moment, I am going to use Command Shift 4, and that will now allow me to take a screen capture of that. If you're using Windows, you just use the snippet tool, and if you're using a tablet, you can just do the normal screenshot. So that's how we go about this, and then I'll show you in a minute how to put those into your folder. So what I'm going to do now is go back to the arrow tool. I'm going to put the grid in, and I'm going to make a new, so I'm going up to new. I don't want to well, actually I do want to save this, so I'm going to save it as reflection 1. And now I've got this new window. I'm going to move again the grid to the center of the screen. And I'm going to go down and make the L-shaped object. This is very much the same as we did yesterday. So I'm first of all just going to use the point toolbar to put in points. And this is sort of an inverted L shape. I'm going to use the polygon tool to then color this in. I'm going to remove the labels here. Don't want the labels showing. The only reason I don't want the labels showing is they just clutter up everything when the reflection is made. I'm now going to click on the polygon that I made and go to Object Properties. I'm going to make this a bright, well, I'm going to make it a reddish color, pinky red color, red. And I'm going to now reflect this through my mirror line. So I'm going to make the mirror line x equals 0. I'm going to change the color of that mirror line by going to Object Properties also, and I'm going to make it a green one this time. And then I'm just going to reflect that through the mirror line. So again, I'm going to go to the Reflect tool, select Reflect through a line. I'm going to click on the object, and then I'm going to click on the mirror line, and you can see that I get the reflection. I'm going to do a screen capture again by going Command Shift 4, and I'm going to make a screenshot. Now that I've got both those, I can go to my Google to my Drive, and I can open up my folder in my Drive. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of one of these here for the time being and just go to Google. I'm going to go and select my Drive. And I'm going to open up the folder that I've shared with you. And in here I'm just going to make a new folder, and I'm just going to call it Examples. And I'm actually going to put that into the Transformation Geometry folder. So I can open up the Transformation Geometry. I've got examples here. I also, all the videos that I'm making, now I can open a doc. I'm going to call this I'm going to give it a title. Example, Alpha Math 26.01, and I can now put all the answers in here, and I just need to go to Insert, Image, choose the images that I'm going to put in. So these will be the two screenshots here. So there's the first one, and I'm going to do the same with the second one. So now I have got both my images, and you can do this for each of the answers that you make, and then you can answer the questions underneath.